Timestamp 8/17/2025, August 17th. It is about 9 p.m. Close to it. We're gonna walk Mr. Acorn. Yeah, we're going. Anybody else? I'm a crazy man for asking. Alright, cool. Good talk. Looks like it rained a little bit while I was sleeping. I got up late. I slept through my alarm a little bit. Ooh, Tiny's been out here. Some new trip hazards. Excellent. Oh boy. Didn't bring my flashlight. Ooh, lightning. So a little flicker there in the background there. Okay, make sure I find the step that's not lit well. Yay, go me. Oh. Yeah, I overslept slightly. I was like an hour late giving Janus stuff. Grand scheme, he was fine. I gave him a huge amount the time before, food-wise, so I know he wasn't like starving. Please don't chase the baby bunnies. He says being ignored completely. It's a good sleep though, for what it's worth. So Tiny did a little bit of a sweep out here with the metal detector. I see a couple places where there is marked ground. We don't know with my dad. There's still stuff missing. He's not... What the mosquito? How'd that get there? He's attempting to negotiate the I'll tell you where I hid stuff, but you gotta get me home first kind of stuff. And even the shrink at the facility's like, nope. Nope, he doesn't need, he needs to be right here. Oh yeah. Still some lightning in the distance. Scrappy, you want to take care of business? We can go back inside. I'm getting eaten up already. It just rains. The mosquitoes are having a party. I am the dessert tray, it would seem. Alright, I'm going inside, Scrappy. You'll figure it out. I'm not exactly sure what the deal is with the neighbor. There's always a lot of dogs barking. They've got like a... It always sounds like a bunch of dogs wrestling in a wrestling ring, like comprised of metal pipes or something. I'm confused about everything there. But what I do know is that from a barking standpoint, my dogs are angels. And yeah, I'm saying my dogs because the Chihuahuas are kind of mine now. Trip's looking rough. It's not really... Oh, thanks for joining us. Welcome back. Get your butt in here. He's just not getting around like he should. He's slowing down. I'm not as emotionally attached. He's a cute little teddy bear chihuahua. Sit. There you go, bud. Tanner, we talked about this. No, you didn't go outside. I know you went outside earlier with Tiny, but we go outside, you go outside. See, no cookie in my hand. Why is that? You didn't go outside. Cookies are for closers. See, I've always said the coffee is for closers, and then I got corrected by Tiny, who's a Boss Baby fan. I didn't even know they did that they had done that. I think it's hilarious. And it's even Alec Baldwin. Oh my God, how great is that? Are you kidding me? That is homaging his own line from a movie from, what, 40 years ago? That movie used to be like required watching for anybody doing like outside sales work once upon a time. Trust me. If you're into that sort of thing, I would also recommend a movie that kind of went under the radar called Boiler Room with Vin Diesel. The lead in it is Giovanna Ribisi. And it's... Yep. Got that same vibe to it. And on a smaller scale, I worked in some of those places. A long time ago. If the product was good, I stayed. Made decent money. If I knew it was scammy, I did not stay. And I felt guilty about what I had done during the day. True story. I actually broke a couple sales records at places like that on my first day and let them know that I would not be back the second day because I felt dirty. Because I like to talk and I'm a fairly good communicator. I know the whole like to talk thing, you're probably sitting back going, really? Huh. I didn't know that. It's true. But yeah, I'm going to be just going over some eBay stuff real quick. Had some questions about some items here and there, so I'm trying to answer those. Got my Walmart order in. They did not have my chicken drumsticks in stock, which makes me sad. I do have 3 meal bags prepped. What I was talking about as far as like doing 4 or 5 drumsticks and then a fist-sized amount of like chopped up other boneless pieces for Tiny. I got 2 or 3 preps, so I'm just gonna keep putting drumsticks. I think I might have some in the deep freeze. I'll have to look, but I'll just keep putting them on in the cart until they can fill it. Because we do like because you want to do $35 minimum, or they charge like $6.99 delivery or whatever. So, $40 order a couple times a week. So I'm trying to make sure that I've got stuff here that Pix can take back to George Station when she comes over. So there's usually 2 gallons of milk in the fridge because chances are she's going to grab one. There's 3 loaves of bread on top of the fridge because she's going to grab 1 or 2. Alex will make cheese sandwiches all day long. It's just a thing. 3, 4 at a time, 2, 3 times a day. There's other stuff that Alex can make, but cheese sandwiches. It's just an Alex thing. I don't know. But I'm trying to be the supply warehouse for both households so that we're not double dipping on supplies and stuff. It gives us one centralized location to work from. And it works great as long as they tell me that they're out of something or low. They have a tendency to not tell me that they're low on creamer until they're actually out of creamer, which can be very annoying. I'm trying to make sure that I've got an extra vanilla in the fridge at all times just for that moment, which happens once every week at least, of, ooh, we're out of creamer. Great, I have one in there. Take it. I've been caught flat-footed a few times, and it's really irritating. I'm a good planner, but I need information. But, yeah, I'm trying to decide if I want to do, and I got stacks of envelopes on my desk. I need to get that straightened out so that I can move my keyboard around a little bit without stuff spilling everywhere. But I'm trying to decide if I want to, because I looked, I've got like Resident Evil 0 through 6 or 7 actually. And I want to play the newer ones. I've heard Village is pretty cool. I got it on Steam. I'm trying to decide if I want to do that or if I want to in the words of the first Evil masquerading as the Master, if I want to get back to the beginning. Was that Mark Metcalf, I think? I'm a fan of that franchise too. But I'm trying to decide if I want to play 0 or 1, or if I want to jump into one of the newer ones. I played 6 on PS, but I never actually completed it. Okay, so I'm a classics fan. I'm a huge Chris Redfield fan. Female character-wise, I like Rebecca. The spunky little medic. So very, very classic Resident Evil, right? Chris and Rebecca. There's some non-fans of the franchise out there going, Chris and Jill, what are you talking about? Who's Rebecca? If you know, you know. Which is another reason that 0 I thought was really cool. You know, because she actually kind of, other than Billy, because it's kind of like Resident Evil 2 where you got the two character thing going on. Rebecca gets her own show for a minute. It's kind of cool. I'm almost talking myself into 0 there, aren't I? But yeah, I've seen neat stuff about Village, and so I'm torn. But yeah, I saw a little bit of stuff on IGN. I saw some trailer stuff for Requiem. It looks like they're getting back to their like survival horror roots, or maintaining, because I guess they kind of went back in that direction with the more recent ones that I haven't had a chance to play yet. Because even 4 was good, but definitely started to get more action shooter and a little bit less survival horror. It was starting to kind of cross that border a little bit, which makes me, I liked it, but it wasn't the dread of trudging through the Raccoon Police Department into as Leon. You know what I mean? A real different vibe. And also, I would like to know where did he get retrained at, Leon? Because between 2 and 4, you went from rookie cop to James Bond. What? That part, I'm like, did you like do night classes? What was that? What happened? How did you manage that? That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I guess he earned a lot of XP doing 2 and spent them all before 4 and like leveled up, you know, a lot. I don't know. That part for years has been like, how did you marry Kennedy? You're amazing. Anyway, that's just my own little aside there. How did you manage quite that amount of character growth? Exactly, right? Tanner, you're a freak. So, yeah, I'm going to double check my eBay stuff. Got Jameis on track. He's well fed and snoozing. Probably having some wonderful, wonderful psychedelic dreams right now. Then I'm going to get back on the living room project and see what I can knock out there. Yeah, I wound up watching a little bit of The Green Death before I went down. You know how it is. You kind of fall asleep watching TV kind of thing. It's like anti-petroleum, alternative energy. Like, very strong messaging in that episode. That was 1973. Talking about the dangers of pollution of petroleum and how we need to be concentrating on solar and wind and renewable energy sources that don't pollute but create massive amounts of energy. And we don't actually have to dig up the earth and destroy things. Yeah. I'm kind of for green energy. I think it's smart. Leave the dinosaurs alone. We've broken enough things. We're messing up our atmosphere. We're causing extra earthquakes. Look at what fracking's doing. Just the problem is people are getting paid. They're getting paid well. But I know there were some reports that came out from Exxon, or there were some reports that were made in the 80s and 90s as far as ecological damage and all that, and they've known. You can actually source it on YouTube, like company videos that were made, presentations of, hey, we're doing this is what our production is causing. They've known, but they're getting paid, and they're paying other people to make sure that they can continue to do what they're doing, because you can buy votes. You can. If the people aren't looking, you can buy votes. It's been happening a lot. Bernie was right about everything. Anyway, I know I went political. Welcome to my world. I'm just talking to you. This is my brain. 100 years from now, psychiatrists and psychologists are going to study these videos and go, this is what this man was thinking during this time period. Cool. Health check. I need to quit smoking, but I'm still okay. I don't need a tank yet. But again, the other day, speed walking in 102 degrees, I was noticing it. I wasn't heaving, but it was definitely tightness in the chest and kind of a, what are you doing? Can you slow down? Stop. What are you doing? Stop doing what you're doing. You know, I was getting that from damage control. So, I'm wondering if casually doing a CPAP or a BiPAP at night, if I could get my paws on one, if that would help me. I know eating more foods that have antioxidants will help me because I can feel kind of the other things constricting on the lungs, because that's what antioxidants do, is it kind of loosens up the area, so to speak, so that the lungs can expand to their fullest and all that. So I think I need to uptake, like, kick that up in my diet a little bit. I already do imbibe, but I should probably increase that. It'll help me. Anyway, that's what I got. eBay, back to work. I'll check in with you later. Make it a great day.